Hello, 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 everybody. It is Friday. So, the lifestylists are going to come to you and we're going to talk about some good stuff today. But I'm waiting for our co host to come onto the live. Okay, so as soon as I see him pop up, I will add him on and then we can get started. I hope you're having a great day. It's Friday and it's raining where I'm at, but that's okay. Where are we? So one day I'm gonna get really good at Facebook, but Facebook be hating. Like I can't even see. Let me see. How do you do this? Phone on 10%. Oh, we gotta talk fast. I don't see how to. Hmm. Can you invite yourself? I don't. Like, am I supposed to? Oh, it's not. I'm trying to figure this Facebook stuff out, y'all, because I don't see how to do it. I'm trying to invite the co-host on. This is about to be crazy. Okay.
Finally,
Hey,
finally.
man, that was like
Hey, babe.
8 minutes of just me trying to figure it
I'm
out.
telling you, literally, I was waiting
So,
for it. I was like, where is it gone?
okay, so hello, 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 everybody. I am Xavius Praylow, and this is my beautiful partner, Devann Edwards, and we are the Lifestylists. We're empowering you to create the
Create a
life.
life of total freedom.
So yeah, so everybody, we're gonna come live and just to talk to y'all, share our experience, and hopefully empower you to live the life that you want. With that being said, today we're gonna be talking about communication, and Devan actually came up with this topic. So my first question is like, what made you think of like, oh, let's talk about communication? Number one, but then number two, like, just just kind of go into it. Like, what do you mean communication?
So one thing that kind of hit me like this morning was that in the world right now, there's so much like overload of information, and also it's like misinformation, and it's being just communicated back and forth. And people that have dreams and goals, they're not able to navigate around it because the kind of the right information hasn't, or the correct information towards the correct activity hasn't been communicated towards them, or they 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 don't know what to do in a situation that they're not really understanding of. So it's one of the things where it's like a good time to like connect with people and communicate and ask, like activate like the power of asking, because like when just to ask something is good enough in this time. So like knowing where to ask and being willing to ask. So for example, I did a post about self-care because like people are posting a lot of things, but then are they looking after themselves during in the meantime, and are they communicating if they're all right or not? And
Yeah.
I find that's even just in, not just in general, but even in relationships. Like we've realized how crucial communication is. Like if stuff is not communicated properly, there's gonna be a fire. You know what I mean? That's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You get lost in
yeah.
the sauce, as they say. As they say, I don't know what they say it, but they say it.
Yeah. Definitely. I felt like, especially with us having like two different cultural backgrounds and uh just men versus women, and not like versus as in a competitive, but like just like us not being able to like learning each other's language, like being able to
Mm,
understand. Yeah, I think that's why like I feel like we work. Number one, because I'm very expressive, and one of my like pet peeve, I hate to be misunderstood. So I'm gonna ensure that you understand me. Like, so I'm very thorough in that
hmm.
aspect. But I think one of your greatest characteristics is that you are very patient, and you are very like you're a great listener. Like you will listen and listen and listen, and even and I'm just gonna make sure you heard me. So I think like they always say in listening, because I think even what you said about asking questions, I feel like it took us a while. Sometimes you still, I'm like, do you speak English? Because
Yeah.
I feel like talking to you, I feel that you're like, I don't know if you don't, you just stop, and I'm like, you can't, you don't comprehend what I'm saying, like. So I think and I feel like this is kind of like one of those topics that it's kind of like it's like I feel like it's always like thrown around like, oh, communications, but I feel like a lot of people don't
Hmm.
really understand it and understand it. And with that being said, it definitely, you have to like ask the right questions, and you have to be a great listener. Like, I know I'm still learning, but like instead of being like, hey, you're gonna hear me, you're gonna understand me, like
Hmm.
literally, if you care, like lead with care, and like um make sure that you're listening well. So asking questions, listening to the other person, and also being able to properly express yourself and articulate yourself. That's very important too, because a lot of people say stuff that they don't mean, or they say things out of emotion. So like
Hmm.
knowing, like, hey, like what you're saying is rational, and it's true to you, and not because you're in your emotions, because a lot of times after you say something, you cannot take back what you said. So
Hmm.
so yeah, I think those are the three
And
main
also
components.
another thing as well. Say again.
Oh, no, I was done.
Yeah, so I'm going to touch upon something that I don't think anyone's ever like kind of connected or addressed. But what I've realized is that most majority of people, we all have goals and we have a desired outcome that we seek. But there's like a few factors that kind of influence us towards communicating our needs and our requirements towards reaching that goal. And let's say, okay, I'm bringing it back to like the situation with that's happening around us, and just let me touch upon like one topic of violence, for example, and like the how multi-layered it is. So, for example, not only is there physical violence going on, there's like emotional violence, physical, I mean spiritual, mental violence, and vi- um, even though there's many ways that violence can come around, it comes around from either two main ways. That's through economic deprivation, so like you're deprived of like monetary, finance, all these other things, or miseducation.
Oh, I hope it's not the man. Hey, we didn't hear, hey, we didn't hear we didn't hear any communication, right?
I know, right?
We didn't hear anything. We heard economics deprivation, but we didn't hear anything about education or miseducation.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I said the second one is miseducation, and that's probably the most prevalent thing, that's most consistent thing that takes place and that kind of ensues the violence. So for example, there's certain you have groups of people that don't understand enough about another group of person, so they are prejudiced or they communicate to the person that they're actually not at the core of their being. And then from that verbal violence or mental violence, then comes
Hey, hey, you're going out. Yeah, so hey, your connection is going out again.
wow.
Like every
Is serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. I guess communication is a lot like trying to do a video on Facebook. Hello. Yeah, like for some reason your connection is glitchy. Yeah, I can hear you now. It keeps going in and out though.
Okay, that's immature. Okay. Well, what's the last thing you heard?
Uh, you were talking about miseducation, and then you said, gosh, so you were you were talking about like how like for instance, one group of people is prejudiced against another group of people. That's all I that's the last part I remember.
Oh yeah, so okay. Yeah, so yeah, violence happens through miseducation and economic deprivation, but in the first place, the right information wasn't communicated. That's why there's miseducation, and that's why there's economic deprivation, and then that's why there's violence. Because
Yeah.
not only do the majority not know themselves, they don't know what's going on really,
Yeah. Wow.
or who's behind this really, and it's not communicated to them. That's why there's a
Yeah.
lot of confusion, and that's why yeah, it sums up a lot. Like communication, that's how important communication is,
Yeah.
and it starts with ourselves, each of us knowing that individually the importance of communication, and then once we all know individually, we can then spread it and then improve our connections gradually as we interact with other people, as we even grow our relationships as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I
if we
think
if we if we both didn't know how important communication was, how could we grow the way we're growing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. I think something you said I definitely want to expound upon is you mentioned people not knowing themselves. And I feel like a lot of people swear like, they're true to themselves or they do them and stuff like that. But my question is, like, how do you know? Like, how did you get those thoughts? You know what I mean? How
Mm,
did you say, hey, this is who I am without ever like thinking for yourself or challenging what you incorporated to be true to you? You know what I mean? I don't
yeah.
want to get too touchy on it. But for instance, like I don't know if I should. Okay, like but one of the things, like your beliefs, like a lot of, I mean, and you can go through these classes and stuff like that. But beliefs, for instance, a lot of people have all these beliefs and they like stand behind these beliefs, but it's just like interesting, like how did you conceive that thought, like why do you feel that way, and people never question themselves. So um I want to say it, but I feel like I'm holding back. Whatever, I'll say it. Like,
No,
but for
no,
instance,
go
like
on, go on.
I feel like, for instance, like religion, or your belief system, whatever it may be. A lot of people, we're taught that, you know what I mean, but we're not taught like, why we believe in what we believe in, or you know what I mean, like why we should continue to believe in that, and all that good stuff. So I feel like going back to what you said about knowing about yourself, it's like unless you have like literally thought your own thoughts, like literally question yourself, poke holes, like and also live through it. Like a lot of people who, and like, because I'm just, I already said it, but a lot of people who say they are religious, it's like, how well do you know your religion? Like, do you really understand what that religion is telling you to do? So not to like get on people's religions, I know that's a tough, sticky subject a lot of people are scared to talk about, but it's like, not why. If it's so important to you and it's a part of you, you should be free to express yourself, and you should definitely be able to articulate a part of you. If that's so fundamental to you, you should be able to articulate it, and not like feel any type of way if somebody is like curious and want to get to know and understand like your train of thought, like what you believe and why you believe what you believe. So knowing yourself is so important, and then and you can't grow or move forward until you understand the why, the reason why, and the foundation of it. And again, that all starts with you. And in order to do that, you definitely need to be questioning like your beliefs, why you think the way you think, why you feel the way you feel about certain things. Like, what is it? And sometimes it could be just something that we saw other people, like some, we heard or we saw somebody else do or say, and we're like, oh, I'm gonna adapt that. But like, is
Hmm.
that true to you? And if it is, great. But like, going back to the religion thing, like a lot of people just swear they believe this, but it's like, do you really though? Do you know what that is telling you? Do you know what you're following and stuff like that? So yeah, so being true to you is important, and that's a process. It's not something you just gonna wake up and be like, oh, I know myself. Like, you literally have to, like, if you say, hey, I'm a part of this religion, live that religion out. Like, don't pick and choose to modify your personal, because then it's like, you've been, you're not being 100. So I would recommend,
Yeah,
like, if you,
and just even just as a person or like a human being, like what's your core values as a person? Like, do
yeah,
you value honesty? Do you value transparency? Do you value integrity? Do you value healthy food? Do you
yeah,
value,
yeah,
you know
like,
what I mean? Like
right,
it could be so
right,
simple as well. Like, and it's like communicating that as well, and just saying like, yo, if I value experience in other languages or learning other languages, and then just because someone don't want to learn another language, they might ridicule you saying, "Oh, why you learn this language?" And then they make you feel bad when that's what you value. So why should you feel that way? You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's really, yeah,
yeah.
definitely asking the right questions to yourself and to others.
Yep, yep. And then I
Keep
think, yeah,
keep
you
them
have
first.
to, you have to experience, for after you ask the right questions, you have to experience it for yourself as well. And like, really, like, don't, and I think a lot of times we just like judge ourselves about like, oh well, or like, if we don't reach a goal or something like that, we judge ourselves and we put ourselves down. But it's just like, it's a lesson and it's a learning experience. Like, don't beat yourself up because things didn't go how you thought they should have. Maybe you were supposed to fail at that, so that way now you have all these other you have this knowledge and you have this experience, so you can use it for your next step in life, or your next direction, or your next, whatever, your next
Yeah,
experience in life. So
and
I feel
even
like,
like growing through relationships as well. So if you have a relationship with family member, friend, like for example, with us, from the beginning, we asked each other, what do we want for our future? Like, what do we
yeah,
envision? Like, and then there's a part of those core values, and once something didn't seem out of line at one point, we would ask each other again or kind of
yeah,
address it in a different way, but it will still be addressed. It will still be communicated, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
then
yeah,
you can grow upon that instead of a lot of things, stagnant things happen, and then there's no growth. So like
yeah,
certain aspects of that just die out without. Then people say, "Oh, I don't know why they say this, then I don't know why this is that." But
yeah,
if you look at the core value of it, then would our answers definitely be sought, especially, and this can be applied to everything. Like, even like, what are you doing to take care of yourself? Like, have you whoever's watching this, have you asked yourself, what am I doing to take care of my mind, my body, and my soul right now?
hmm,
And
yeah,
is my am I in the right state of being to be able to go after what I want and raise awareness of what needs to be raised awareness of, or help out this person, or like again, definitely starts with communicating with ourselves. I guess, and this quarantine is a great time to just kind of sit with ourselves and just
Yes.
reevaluate everything. Hmm.
Yep. Yep. I definitely agree. I feel like this can be like broken down into different segments. So maybe in the future we'll like, go, talk about communication, but like talk about like subdivide it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure we went over our time limit. So I definitely want to make sure these videos aren't too long. But definitely if you got like a download, or if you like if something we said kind of like triggered something in your mind and you wanted to share, definitely go ahead and drop a comment below. We definitely want to expound and like just explore, each other, and how the way we think, and just help each other grow and learn. So go ahead and drop and share anything in the comment. And if you thought that this was of value, definitely go ahead and share it and like and show us some love. Drop us some hearts below, and we definitely will see you in the next episode. Have a great night.
take care, everyone.
All right.